Alright guys, welcome back to Bear Pen Outdoors. I'm Connor. First I want to apologize if you guys hear traffic going by. It's because I live pretty close to the 4-lane. So first off, I apologize for that. Once again, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a whitetail gear review. My gear for the upcoming whitetail deer season here in Virginia. We're about a little under a month away, probably about 3 weeks. And we're going to start off with my gear, okay? So the first thing we're going to get into is what kind of calls I have. First thing we're going to go is just some antlers. These are from just a small 6-point I killed back when I was in training and couldn't deer hunt that much. So this is what I got. It's just a little 6-point just to rattle with and try to attract some attention. Another thing we can go with is I just got a what's a Primos grunt call. Not anything special. Just trying to track some deer during the rut and maybe try and stop a buck when he's walking by the blind or walking by the stand. Usually I'll wear that underneath my shirt and I'll carry that with me year round. The antlers usually only so much during the rut. And next we'll go into what's in my Bino harness. The Bino harness itself is a TideWe harness. It's just an Amazon company is all it is. It's about 20 bucks. I believe I'm gonna change to the Vortex one, however. It's also give or take 30 bucks. On the side here, I just have a little wind checker. If I can get it out. Right there it is. I always got to know where the wind's coming in at. A lot of times that can determine what blind we're going to use that day. And then if we're stalking, maybe what kind of approach we're going to do. Over here, I have a rangefinder. I don't really use a rangefinder too much in the blind or in the stand. Just mainly because when we went last time, we went ahead and got our ranges for most of our locations. This is just kind of if we're stalking or something like that. We have a rangefinder and somebody can arrange for them. The brand is TideWe, same as the Bino harness. This thing actually works fantastic. It's about 100 bucks. And I would highly recommend it over things like Bushnell or any more of the more expensive brands, Vortex. It does what it needs to do. It's not real fancy. It goes up to about 1,000 yards, and I think for like a deer size target, it's about 600. So absolutely fantastic for the value on that. Up here, I have some SD cards is all, just some extra SD cards. That's for our trail cameras. When we're out deer hunting, we're still going to check our deer cameras a lot of times, and we'll just go ahead and swap an SD card and put it in there. That way we can see if they're moving when the last time we was there, if they went nocturnal or whatever. And then as we open it up, the big thing we have here is some Bushnell 10x42s. Just very basic. Everybody needs a good set of binoculars when they're deer hunting. Or any type of hunting. And then over here we have my SD card reader. It just plugs into your phone. It's things Wildgame Innovations. It just plugs in the bottom of your phone and you go to the app and you just sit there and you look at the cameras you have set out for deer season. And that should wrap up the Bino harness. I don't believe I've missed anything on there. Very simple, not very intricate or anything like that. And let's go into my pack. So this pack is a Teton Sports, I think it's a 6500 if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. It's not got it on there, but I believe it's a Teton Sports 65. Wait. It's a 4000 Explorer 4000. So where we deer hunt at, it's not super. You don't have to do any backcountry hunting or camping, really. You can go to a cabin. You can set up a tent if you want to. This is great for that. I had a friend use this when she was hiking the Appalachian Trail, and she absolutely loved it. She recommended it, so I went and bought one. It's big enough to where I can fit everything I need plus a little bit more, and I can be in the stand all day if I need to, especially during the rut when the deer are moving all day. So right here I just have a little Allen Company, a little Walmart shooting stick. That's mainly for when it gets to like rifle season. That's so we can be steady if we're down in a blind or if we're maybe trying to do a stalk on a deer. Then on the sides I have my cups. So this is just a Yeti, Rogue Yeti coffee tumbler. It's about 10 ounces, I think. It's more than enough coffee for me. It's not going to keep me awake by the caffeine content, but you don't want too much coffee when you're sitting in a deer stand. for other reasons. And then over here, I have a Nalgene bottle. It's just a Rogue Nalgene bottle. It's 32 ounces. You know, a lot of times this won't be enough water. I'll keep an extra water bottle or something in here, maybe 2 in the pack. And this is just to, hydrate it out. It's just that simple. Just gonna set that over to the side. And then we'll start over here with the big pack, the big side pouch. This is my emergency kit. This is things that went severely wrong. Somebody's injured, somebody's hurt, or if we're out, when we go out west to hunt antelope next year in Wyoming, maybe we're lost. This is a rat's tourniquet. A lot of times you can keep one of these in your pocket and you'll never know it's even there. Tons of videos on how to use it, super simple. It doesn't take up a ton of room like a cat T does, but you also have a tourniquet on you. I keep it towards the top of the pouch because if you need it, a bad day. It's been a bad day. Next thing you know, I'll have a couple different rain ponchos. Once again, this is just if a bad day hits. This green one might work a little bit better for camouflage, but it's a pretty bright green. It's that Marshall University green. And then just 2 little rain ponchos. And then right here, I just have a little medical kit. I have some gloves in the front. Say it's not me, say you run to another hunter that's injured. I would like to provide first aid. I would hope somebody would help me if the roles were changed. Have some quick clot right there. I have an ace bandage for like any sprains or anything like that. Gauze bandage roll. I have some gauze pads in there, and then some like insect stuff, some alcohol pads, stuff like that. Just little boo-boos and scrapes in the bottom of that. You can buy a kit like this at Walmart for like 10 bucks, and then you can kind of out-kit with what you want. It comes with some very basic stuff, but you can kind of put your own thing in there and kind of make it your own little kit at the end of the day. Now we're kind of getting into the more lost section of this. This is a this little headlamp. It's like 5 bucks. It's Ozark Trails, I think. It's not super great, but it's a headlamp. It gives you light if you need it, if you are lost. And then we go to this little 4-in-1. It's a whistle, a compass, thermometer, and then a magnifier to, I guess, to start fires with if you needed to, that way. And then going back to fires, we have just a little fire starter, just a little flint and steel action. Try and start a fire if we, heaven forbid, get lost. Put all that back in there. And then we'll go over here to the other side pouches. So down here is kind of my tracking pouch. This is, hey, we've shot a deer, we need to get going. Just some orange marking tape. It's to mark blood, or if you are lost, you can mark your trail, whatever. But this is more so to mark blood specks when you're tracking a deer. Just tie it to a limb, near it. That way you can see it if you start to lose, the track starts to go cold. Flashlight, everyone needs a good flashlight in their bag. Once again, this is if it gets dark and we're still trying to track a deer for maybe a bad shot or maybe an evening shot on an evening hunt. And then we go to a more expensive headlamp. Same thing as the flashlight, really. Just it's got to the point where maybe we found a deer, you need both hands free, and you gotta gut it right there on the side of the road. And I think all that's left in here is just a couple AA batteries to maybe swap out the cameras. And then this top compartment here, we have the bag everybody wants to get into. It's your kill kit. This is you've dropped the deer and it's time to start gutting and getting to work. For my skin enough and gut enough, I have the Randy Newberg Gerber DTS. Phenomenal knife, has phenomenal reviews. Dual purpose. You got your fixed blade knife over here. That's good for skinning and gutting, and then you have a bone here in case you need to start cutting through some bones or some pretty thick stuff. It's pretty simple, great knife. It has a lot of great reviews. I feel like Gerber and Benchmade are really the two big knife companies you need to go with. There's hundreds of them out there, but that's just my personal preference. Then right here we have an Outdoor Edge knife sharpener. That's in case your knife gets dull. Say you're working up a big deer and it starts to go dull on you. You have a knife sharpener to keep your knife and blade good to go. And then some 550 paracord. This is for multiple reasons. You can use it as a deer drag. You can use it to hang a deer with. And it can be used for your survival pouch if something goes wrong. There's bukus of different reasons that 550 cord somewhere in your pack. Then now we kind of get into the bigger compartment here. I really feel like pulling all this out, so I'm just going to kind of explain it. So I have a big jacket in here, big thick jacket. That's in case I don't layer correctly or maybe I'm too cold. I have a big jacket here to try and keep myself pretty warm. Then below that I have a whoopee, kind of the same reason. Or my wife really wants a blanket most of the time, just to be honest with you, when she goes rifle hunting with me. That's really about, I believe that's it. That sums it up, what all I have in the pack here. I don't think there's anything I'm missing. I'm not going to go into layering systems because for me it's kind of pointless. At the top here I just have a ton of extra batteries, that's all. I knew I felt something up there. It's just a ton of AA batteries, that's all it is. But yeah, I'm not going to go into layering systems or anything like that because Virginia can be super unpredictable. You can go, I can see, you know, 30-degree weather in late October when I'm out deer hunting, and then in the middle of rifle season towards the end of November I can see 70-degree weather. You just never know. Layering system's kind of a week by week dependent thing. I just keep that extra jacket in here and extra blanket in here in case it does get a little warm or a little cold and I didn't layer correctly, or say the weather changes or something like that. If I was gonna add more stuff to this than I'm going to, I would put some hot hands in here, probably a cold or a rain jacket. But if it's raining, honestly, I'm gonna try and get into the blind, or at least where I have some cover from the elements. And then I would add food and extra water. And I also have a power pack that I keep in there, just keep my phone charged. There's no service where I'm at, and maybe a book. Things I keep on me where I can actively reach them. Once again, we have the grunt call. I always try to keep that on me. And then I keep a multi-tool in one of my pockets, and I keep just a regular fixed blade knife. Or not fixed blade knife, just a regular folding knife, just something to cut other stuff with, something that's not used to cut up deer with. That's really all I got. Can't really think of anything else. I wear Colombia boots. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the video. That's about it. That's all I got. See you guys on the next one. Just a little preface to something I forgot to say. This is for rifle and archery season. I don't hunt muzzleloader or black powder. I just hunt bow deer in those times. So for my bow, I just have a Bear Archery Intrigue bow. I got it from Bass Pro. I've been practicing with it. I'm ready to go, comfortable to about 40 yards, give or take. And then rifle, my wife, probably when she's not hunting with me, I'm gonna take her Savage Axis 243 with a 3x9 Bushnell scope on it. I think it's the Engage or the Banner, one of the two. And then for my rifle, if she's with me, I take a Marlin 30-06 with a Bushnell 39x40 scope. And that's all.